Hello, my dears. It's Grandma Lily here, and I have some truly fascinating insights to share with you today. You know, sometimes the secrets to a long and healthy life are hidden in the simplest of things. My dear friend Evelyn has been showing me just that. 8 surprisingly clear signs that hint at how well we're really aging. They're more straightforward than you might imagine, and they offer a wonderful glimpse into our potential for a vibrant future. You simply must hear about these. Now, before we delve into these wonderful clues, if you haven't already joined our little family here at Dear Grandma, please do consider subscribing. It warms my heart to share these moments with you, and there are many more comforting conversations to come. Simply tap that subscribe button below, and you won't miss a thing. Sign 1. You can get up from a chair without using your hands. One of the first little moments that truly stood out to me about Evelyn recently was when we were enjoying a lovely afternoon tea at her grandson's engagement celebration. Such a happy occasion, filled with heartfelt toasts and everyone bustling about. When it was time for Evelyn to rise from a rather low and plush armchair, the kind that can sometimes feel like it's giving you a big hug and not wanting to let go, she simply stood up with such grace and ease, her hands resting lightly on her knees, as if it were the most natural thing in the world. It might seem like a small, everyday movement, but my dears, that simple, unassisted action speaks volumes about her remarkable leg strength and overall physical vitality. As we gather more of life's precious moments, our leg muscles can sometimes become a little less robust. The wonderful doctors have a specific term for this: sarcopenia, which simply means a natural loss of muscle mass. But maintaining strong legs isn't just about being able to enjoy a leisurely walk through a sun-dappled park. It's absolutely fundamental to preserving our cherished independence and our ability to navigate our daily lives with confidence. That easy, unassisted rise from a chair tells you that your legs are strong and supportive, your core muscles are engaged, and sense of balance is still beautifully intact. If you can do that without even a second thought, it's a truly excellent sign that you are nurturing your body well. You know, my dear doctor friend, Dr. Eleanor, a woman whose wisdom I deeply admire, she was sharing some fascinating research with me just the other day. She explained that studies have consistently shown that the ability to rise from a seated position without the aid of your hands is a significant and reliable indicator of lower body strength, which is so incredibly vital for maintaining mobility and actively preventing falls as we gracefully age. This important finding was highlighted in the esteemed Journal of the American Geriatric Society. Evelyn herself recounted to me that a few years ago, she began to notice that getting out of her beloved reading chair by the window was becoming a bit of a challenge. She used to spend hours there, lost in a good book, and rising to make a cup of tea was effortless. But then, she started needing to push herself up with her arms, and it made her feel a little less free. She so enjoys tending her small balcony garden, always bending and reaching for her herbs, and she didn't want to become too reliant on her dear Carol for help with these simple pleasures. So, she took it upon herself to incorporate some gentle exercises that her thoughtful physiotherapist had recommended. One exercise she found particularly beneficial was seated leg extensions, just gently straightening and lowering one leg at a time while sitting comfortably. She also made it a little ritual while waiting for her morning Earl Grey to brew to hold onto the sturdy kitchen counter and do a few gentle heel raises, lifting herself up onto her toes and back down. And honestly, my dears, the difference it made was truly remarkable. Now she can stand up from that cozy armchair with such ease and grace, like a lovely bloom unfurling in the morning light. It just beautifully illustrates how a little consistent attention and effort can make such a profound difference in keeping our legs strong, our bodies steady, and our spirits high. Practical action. Incorporate 5 to 10 repetitions of seated leg extensions for each leg into your daily routine. Additionally, practice 5 to 10 gentle heel raises while holding onto a stable surface to improve calf strength and balance. Sign 2. You can walk at a brisk pace without getting winded. Now, another truly heartening thing I've observed about my dear Evelyn is her continued enjoyment of her daily walks. She still cherishes her gentle but purposeful stroll through the nearby park every morning, come rain or shine, if she's feeling up to it. And what's so wonderfully encouraging to witness is that she maintains a good, lively pace during these walks without becoming overly breathless or needing to pause frequently to catch her breath. You know, the kind of walk where you feel your heart gently working, your lungs filling with fresh air, and your legs moving with a comfortable rhythm, as if you're truly embracing the joy of movement. That ability to walk at a brisk pace, while still being able to hold a conversation, is such a marvelous sign of a healthy cardiovascular system, strong lung capacity, and the wonderful endurance of your leg muscles. In fact, I was delving into some fascinating reading just the other week, or perhaps my thoughtful doctor friend, Dr. Michael, shared this insight, that numerous studies have consistently shown a significant link between maintaining a good walking speed in our later years and enjoying greater longevity. This important connection was highlighted in the esteemed British Medical Journal. These studies indicate that older adults who are able to maintain a brisk walking pace often exhibit better overall health and a greater likelihood of living a longer and more active life. Think about it for a moment, my dears. A brisk walk requires your heart to be strong and efficient in pumping blood, your lungs to be effective in taking in and distributing oxygen, and your leg muscles to possess the stamina needed to keep you moving at a steady and energetic pace. So, if you can still enjoy a good, purposeful walk, where you feel a gentle increase in your heart rate but can still comfortably carry on a conversation without gasping for air, it truly demonstrates that your body's vital systems are functioning beautifully and in harmony. I fondly recall a time when Evelyn confided in me that she was beginning to feel a bit more fatigued during her cherished walks. She so loves to admire the changing blossoms in the park and the cheerful chirping of the birds, and she noticed she was having to stop more frequently to rest on a park bench. She was understandably a little concerned, wondering if perhaps her overall energy levels were simply naturally declining with age. But with her characteristic thoughtfulness, she decided to be more mindful during her walks and began to intentionally try to maintain a steady, slightly quicker pace for a portion of her walk each day. She was careful not to push herself to the point of exhaustion, just a little bit more briskly for a few minutes at a time. And after a few weeks of this gentle persistence, she shared with me how much more invigorated she felt. She could walk further, enjoy the beauty of the park for longer stretches, and felt a wonderful sense of renewed energy. Walking, you see, is so much more than just a way to get from one place to another. It's a gentle yet incredibly powerful form of exercise that lovingly supports your heart, strengthens your lungs, and builds endurance in your muscles. Even a small, consistent effort to walk with a bit more purpose and energy can make a truly remarkable difference in maintaining your health, boosting your vitality, and allowing you to embrace life to the fullest for many more happy years. So, if you can still enjoy a good, brisk walk, that's a truly wonderful sign that you are doing remarkably well. Practical action. Aim to incorporate at least 20 to 30 minutes of brisk walking into your daily routine most days of the week. A good guideline is to walk at a pace where you can talk comfortably but would find it challenging to sing. Sign 3. You can balance on one foot for at least 10 seconds. Now, another seemingly small but truly significant ability I sometimes observe in my dear Evelyn, often when she's least aware of it, is her balance. Whether she's reaching for a teacup in a high cupboard or carefully putting on her stockings in the morning, she can stand on one foot quite steadily for a little while without needing to hold on to anything for support. Balance, is one of those quiet miracles of our bodies that we often take for granted until it starts to feel a little uncertain. But maintaining good balance is so incredibly vital for keeping us upright, preventing those worrisome stumbles and falls, and allowing us to move through our day with confidence and grace. Being able to stand on one foot for about 10 seconds or so tells you that your inner ear, that marvelous little organ that helps with equilibrium, your muscles, and your reflexes are all communicating and working together in beautiful harmony. As we gather more of life's experiences, our sense of balance can sometimes feel a little less automatic. But the wonderful news is that, much like a skill we can learn, we can often nurture and improve our balance with a little gentle and consistent practice. I recall Evelyn mentioning that she first became aware that her balance wasn't quite as sharp as it used to be when she was tending to her lovely hanging baskets on the porch. She felt a momentary wobble while reaching up to water them, and it gave her a bit of a fright. So, with her usual proactive spirit, she started incorporating some simple balance exercises that her thoughtful daughter, Carol, had shown her. Sometimes, while she was waiting for her morning toast to pop up, she would simply hold on to the back of a sturdy kitchen chair and try standing on one foot for a few seconds, then gently switch to the other foot. She admitted it felt a bit peculiar at first, but she persevered. And it truly made a noticeable difference. She felt much more sure-footed and steady when reaching for things, and that little bit of practice gave her a wonderful boost of confidence in her everyday movements. They say that good balance is a cornerstone of maintaining our independence and actively preventing falls, which can significantly impact our overall quality of life and our ability to continue enjoying the things we love. Practical action. Practice the flamingo stand. Gently lift one foot off the ground and hold the position for as long as comfortable, aiming for at least 10 seconds on each foot. Have a sturdy chair or wall nearby for support if needed. Sign 4. You can get down to the floor and back up without assistance. This next sign might seem a tad unconventional, but it's something I've always quietly observed as a remarkable indicator of overall physical well-being. Can you comfortably get down to the floor, perhaps to play a game with a grandchild or to retrieve something you've dropped, and then stand back up again without needing to lean on furniture or ask for a helping hand? I've often admired Evelyn when she's spending time with her great-grandchildren. Carol tells me she's wonderful at joining them right down on the rug to build magnificent block towers or to pore over colorful picture books. And then Evelyn simply gets back up with a little push, as if it's the most natural and effortless movement in the world. That seemingly basic action actually engages a wonderful symphony of different physical attributes. Your flexibility in your joints, your coordination between different muscle groups, and the essential strength in your legs, your core, and your arms. It might seem like a simple, everyday task, but it truly tells a rich story about your overall physical resilience and your body's ability to move freely. The more we perhaps become hesitant to perform these lower movements, the more challenging it can become to maintain that crucial mobility as the years gently pass. They say that the ability to get up and down from the floor with relative ease is directly and significantly linked to how well we can maintain our independence and continue to perform our daily activities without relying on others. Studies have even indicated that individuals who can accomplish this movement tend to have better overall mobility, greater muscle strength throughout their bodies, and a reduced risk of physical limitations as they age. Think about it for a moment. When you bend, squat, or kneel, you are actively engaging all those vital muscle groups that support our balance, our strength, and our ability to stay active and independent in our lives. Evelyn shared with me that a few years ago, she felt a moment of hesitation when her grandson excitedly asked her to come and see his elaborate Lego spaceship creation on the floor. She wasn't entirely confident that she could get back up comfortably without assistance. So, with her characteristic determination, she started practicing these movements in her own gentle and mindful way. She would slowly and deliberately lower herself down, perhaps using a sturdy armchair for a little support, and then carefully push herself back up, again using the chair for leverage if needed. Over time, With consistent, gentle practice, she regained her strength and her confidence. Now, she can happily join those little ones on the floor without a second thought, fully present in their imaginative world. That ability to get up from the floor really is a wonderful testament to her strength, her flexibility, and her unwavering independence. Practical action. Practice lowering yourself to the floor in a controlled manner, perhaps using a chair or low stool for support. Then, practice getting back up, again using support if needed, gradually trying to rely less on assistance as you become stronger and more flexible. Sign 5. You can carry a full grocery bag without struggling. Now, here's a truly practical measure that touches upon our everyday lives, doesn't it? The simple act of carrying groceries. I've often noticed Evelyn returning from her local market, and she manages those full grocery bags with a quiet strength and without any apparent strain. That ability to comfortably carry a bag filled with groceries is a wonderful indicator of your grip strength and the overall strength in your arms, shoulders, and back, what the dedicated doctors sometimes refer to as functional fitness, which is essentially the strength we need to perform those everyday tasks that allow us to maintain our independence and manage our homes with ease. If you can manage those bags without feeling overly taxed or strained, it signifies that these important muscle groups are still in good working order and are supporting your daily activities effectively. You know, I was reading some truly insightful research just recently that suggests that our grip strength is actually a surprisingly reliable predictor of our overall health and even our longevity as we age. Individuals who maintain good grip strength tend to exhibit better overall health markers and may even have a greater resilience to certain age-related health issues. Strong muscles in your upper body and your core contribute to so many vital aspects of our well-being, such as maintaining good posture, which in turn helps with breathing and balance, helping to prevent those troublesome injuries, and simply making those everyday tasks feel less physically demanding and more manageable. Evelyn shared with me once that she experienced a moment of realization about her strength when she struggled to lift a rather full watering can in her garden. She so enjoys tending her flowers and herbs, and that feeling of not being able to manage a simple task made her feel a little less self-reliant. So, with her characteristic determination, she started incorporating some gentle strength-building exercises into her daily routine, just lifting small weights or even full cans of food while she was comfortably seated and enjoying her favorite television programs. And she told me it truly made a noticeable difference. Now, she can carry those grocery bags from the market with confidence and ease once again. It's not about striving to become a weightlifter, my dears. It's about nurturing that essential strength for those everyday activities that allow us to continue living independently and enjoying our lives to the fullest. Practical action. Gradually incorporate some light strength training exercises into your routine, such as lifting small weights or using resistance bands, focusing on your arms, shoulders, and grip. Even squeezing a stress ball regularly can help improve grip strength. Sign 6. You can climb a flight of stairs without stopping. Another truly encouraging observation I've made about my dear Evelyn is how she still navigates the stairs at Carol's house without becoming overly breathless or needing to pause for a rest. Climbing a flight of stairs might seem like a simple, everyday activity that we often take for granted, but it truly engages your heart, your lungs, and the significant strength in your leg muscles. If you can ascend a standard flight of stairs at a steady pace without needing to stop and catch your breath, it's a wonderful indication that your cardiovascular system is functioning efficiently and your leg muscles possess good endurance and strength to support your body's movement against gravity. They say that the ability to climb stairs is a valuable and readily observable indicator of our overall heart and lung health. Carol mentioned to me once that she had noticed Evelyn starting to avoid the stairs, opting for the elevator instead, and they both gently agreed that it would be beneficial for Evelyn to try and incorporate stair climbing back into her routine gradually as a way to maintain her fitness. Now, Evelyn can manage a whole flight of stairs at a comfortable and steady pace, It's a truly wonderful way to keep your heart strong, your lungs healthy, and your leg muscles engaged and resilient. Practical action. If you have access to stairs, try incorporating them into your daily routine. Begin slowly, perhaps just a few steps at a time, and gradually increase the number of steps you can climb without stopping as your strength and endurance improve. Sign 7. You can remember recent conversations and events clearly. Now, my dears, it's so important to remember that our well-being encompasses not just our wonderful bodies, but also our precious minds. Keeping our minds sharp and engaged is just as vital as maintaining our physical strength as we gracefully journey through life. I've always treasured my conversations with Evelyn, and she continues to recall our recent chats, the little details of what we've been doing and discussing, with remarkable clarity and ease. Being able to readily recall recent events, conversations, and important details is a truly lovely sign that your brain is healthy, active, and functioning well. Nurturing our cognitive health through engaging activities is just as crucial as looking after our physical well-being as we enjoy our later years. They say that actively engaging our minds through stimulating activities, such as reading good books, participating in thoughtful conversations with friends and loved ones, tackling puzzles and brain teasers, and embracing opportunities to learn new things, can significantly help to keep our cognitive functions sharp and our memories vibrant as we age. Evelyn always has a book by her bedside, and she thoroughly enjoys her weekly bridge game with her cherished friends. I truly believe that these engaging activities keep her mind beautifully active, alert, and connected to the world around her. Practical action. Make a conscious effort to engage in mentally stimulating activities every day. This could include reading, doing crosswords or Sudoku, playing board games, learning a new hobby, or simply having meaningful conversations. Sign 8. You wake up feeling rested and ready for the day. Finally, one of the things I consistently admire about my dear Evelyn is her bright and cheerful disposition each morning. She generally seems to have enjoyed a full and restful night's sleep and greets the new day with a positive and energetic spirit. Good, restorative sleep, my dears, is so incredibly fundamental to our overall health and well-being. When you consistently wake up feeling truly rested and ready to embrace the day ahead, it signifies that your body has had the precious time it needs to repair, rejuvenate, and recharge overnight. Sleep profoundly affects so many aspects of our health, from the strength of our heart to the clarity of our memory and the stability of our mood. The dedicated doctors consistently emphasize that obtaining consistent, high-quality sleep is a significant factor in enjoying a long and healthy life. Individuals who prioritize and achieve good sleep tend to experience fewer health problems and possess more sustained energy to fully engage in and enjoy their days. Evelyn has always been very mindful of establishing and maintaining a consistent sleep routine. She makes a conscious effort to go to bed around the same time each night and has created a calm, quiet, and comfortably dark environment in her bedroom to promote restful sleep. She often says that a good night's sleep makes an immeasurable difference in how she feels both physically and mentally throughout the following day. A well-rested body truly does contribute to a stronger, healthier, and happier you. Practical action. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep each night. Establish a relaxing bedtime routine, such as reading a calming book or taking a warm bath, and ensure your bedroom environment is conducive to restful sleep, dark, quiet, and comfortably cool. So, there you have it, my dearest friends. Just a few of the gentle yet insightful observations I've made about my wonderful friend Evelyn that can tell us such an encouraging story about how beautifully we are aging. It's truly not about striving for an unattainable perfection. It's about paying kind attention to these subtle signs and making small, consistent efforts to nurture our strength, our balance, our vitality, and our precious minds. Remember, every little positive step we take, no matter how small it may seem, truly does count, and it is genuinely never too late to embrace changes that will enhance our well-being and our enjoyment of life. I sincerely hope this heart-to-heart conversation has been both helpful and has perhaps offered you some gentle encouragement and a renewed sense of possibility. Please do share your own thoughts, reflections, and experiences in the comments below. I always cherish reading your wonderful insights and connecting with you all. And if you found this video helpful and inspiring, please do give it a thumbs up to share the warmth and perhaps pass it along to someone you care about who might also find it beneficial. Until our next comforting and uplifting chat, please take such good and loving care of yourselves, and always remember, you are all doing wonderfully, just as you are. Goodbye for now, and sending you all my warmest wishes.